Hi guys, I am back. I know it's been a while. I haven't posted since Christmas Day actually, and to be honest the reason why is because I have had no idea what to film. Now I'm trying to save seriously for a house. I'm not buying any more makeup or anything, and so I'm struggling with like content ideas, and I've stopped posting on my makeup page on Instagram now as well because I found it quite a negative space to be on. Instead, I've started up my country clothing account on Instagram, which I'm loving, and I just find it really fun and I don't feel pressured to post and pressured to do well. So if you do want to follow me, I will leave my link down below for that Instagram account. For today I thought I'd come back and do a makeup declutter. So like I said, I am seriously trying to save for a house now, so I haven't actually bought any makeup this year. Until today I just bought a new lipstick because my favourite one is out of date, which is what kind of encouraged me to do this declutter. I've just gone through all my makeup and written down the dates that I bought it. So I now have the dates of when things were opened, and so I can look on the back and see when they're going to expire. And obviously going through, I now know what I need to get rid of. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please remember to give it a huge thumbs up if you do, and subscribe to my channel, and I'm just going to go straight into it. So I'm going to start here with my primers. Now, I am not someone to use primers very often, so I have a lot really for someone that doesn't use them. I'm going to start off by getting rid of my Too Faced Hangover Primer. I love this primer, but unfortunately it's just out of date now. I put it on my face the other day and it smelled really bad, and it does say on the back that it goes off within like 6 months, so that's probably why. So yeah, I'm just going to start off by getting rid of this, which pains me because it was so expensive, but it has just gone off and it smells awful. So I also am going to get rid of the Jekka Black Glow Drops. I've had this for quite a while and I think I've used them once. I just didn't find it all that good, so I'm just going to get rid of those. I have another glowy primer now which I prefer, so I will give that to my mum because they're not actually out of date. And then I have my e.l.f. primer, which isn't very old actually. Do you know what? I wish brands would put on the back when they expire because they never do. But yeah, this isn't very old. I've only used it like a couple of times, so I will keep it and get some more use out of it. And the same with my XX Revolution primer. This hasn't been open very long, so I'm going to use this up. That's kind of my goal this year, to just get through some makeup, because obviously when I was doing my Instagram page I was buying a lot of makeup so that I could test out new things. Now looking back, I spent a lot of money, and because I then stopped that page I just have so much makeup that I don't use anymore, which is so sad, but that's why I want to try and get through it. So that's obviously another reason that I haven't bought any new makeup, because I have all this to get through and I don't want it just to go to waste and expire. So I also have the Ordinary High Adherence Primer. This I opened in June, so it's still fine, so I will try and get some more use out of it, but I just didn't really like it all that much, so I'll give it a few more goes, and if I don't like it I'll just give it to my mum or my cousin. I then have two Bare Minerals primers. I got both of these in glossy boxes. This one is a bit older, so I'm going to try and get through this as well, and then this one I opened in December, so this one's still okay for another year. And then I've got three of my Professional primers. These are all still okay, so I will be keeping these and using these up. Actually, one of these hasn't even been opened, so I won't obviously open the Professional until I've used up the other one. And then I have my Milk Makeup Primer. This I opened in July time, and I believe this is after a year. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna keep this and get some more use out of it, because I found I did really like it, but it kind of separated when I used certain foundations, and I obviously want to test that and just make sure it's not going to happen all the time. And then the same with my Becca First Light Primer. I got this for Christmas, so I'm definitely not getting rid of this. I absolutely love it. So I think I will probably end up using this one the most. This is okay for 2 years as well. But yeah, I really love this. This is a really good primer. It's probably one of my favourites actually. And then for foundations, I actually went through these not long ago, so I think the majority of these are fine. In fact, I think they're all fine. The two that I need to use up sooner rather than later are these two though. I'm going to be honest, I think these have been opened longer than a year, and both of them say to use them within a year and to, oh no, this one's 18 months, but this one says to use it within a year and I haven't. But I'm going to give it another go, and if it smells okay and it seems okay, I'll just keep it because I don't want to waste them. And then all of these aren't even a year old yet, so I'll try and get these used up this year. I'm probably going to start off with this one because this one I opened in, I think, May. So I've only got a couple months left of this. I'm trying not to put expired products on my face. I know a lot of people don't really follow it, and to be honest, I never was one to follow the expiry dates. But I've heard a few things, a few horror stories, and I'm just not going to risk it anymore. I don't see the point. If it's out of date, then it's out of date. And then all my setting sprays here are fine. I've only got 4. I've got the Iconic London, the Urban Decay All Nighter, the Pixie setting spray, and the Colourpop one. So yeah, they're all fine, so I will keep all of these. And then this section here is just skincare, and I went through this quite recently and it's all okay. So I'm just going to leave this because it's fine. It's all in date and I'm using it all up. So moving on to the next drawer. I don't think there's going to be much that I get rid of from in here. These are my powders, bronzers and blushes. So the majority of this I think is okay. I will check on here. So to begin with, I think I'm just going to get rid of my Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is the translucent one. To be honest, I just don't use it. It can probably be used for another year. I don't think I've had it all that long, but I just don't ever reach for it. Then I've got my Too Faced Peach powder, which is fine. This expires at the end of this year, so that's fine. I've got my Revolution Loose Translucent powder. This I opened in June last year, so it's got a few more months left of it, so I'll use this. To be honest, with powders, I'm not overly worried about the expiration dates because they're powders obviously, whereas foundations and mascaras and concealers and things is a bit more important to get them used before they go off. And then for bronzers, the majority of my bronzers are fine, to be honest. The only one I am going to get rid of is my Hoola mini bronzer. I've had this for a few years now and it's too dark for me, and I've been holding on to it just because I haven't wanted to get rid of it, but really I should just buy the Hoola light and be done with it. So I am going to get rid of this. And then the rest of these are fine pretty much. I've just got my MAC powder, my May under eye powder, my Becca Hydra Mist powder, which I've recently just opened, literally like a few weeks ago. And then I've got my Huda, my Revolution, my Body Shop, my Too Faced, and then blushes. I've got my Colourpop, my L'Oreal, my Revolution, Milani Luminoso, NARS Orgasm, which to be honest is probably should be thrown, but I'm going to keep it because I can't get rid of it. I have like a weird connection to it. And then I've got my Fenty Beauty. This is one of their matchstick highlighters, but it is too dark for me to be a highlighter. It's probably more of a blush for me, like a blush topper. I will keep that and try and use that up as maybe like a blush topper, like I said. For highlighters, I think all of these are okay, to be honest. The only one I think I might get rid of is my Wet n Wild. Oh no, do I? No, that's a lie. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm going to keep all my highlighters and try and use them up. I want to try and use up the Doll Beauty one and use some more of my Ofra Glazed Donut, because on the back of the Ofra packaging, it's really helpful. It says that it expires on the 7th of, not 7th, sorry. It expires in July 2021, and I honestly think that all brands should do this, but they don't. But yeah, I want to try and get some more use out of this. I bought this a couple years ago and I loved it, but obviously I don't go for white highlighters anymore. I kind of go for a bit more of a light gold. But I do want to get some more use out of this because I did really love it when I first bought it, and obviously it was expensive. I think the next time I do a declutter, I might consider getting rid of my Zoeva Scream Queen. That was really hard to say. I got this in my Glossy Box advent calendar this year, or last year I should say, and to be honest, it's just not my favourite. You know what, I might even get rid of it now. It's just such a unpigmented formula. I prefer a bit more of like a blinding highlight, and I believe these shades are just too dark for me anyway. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't get much use out of it. The only shades I do use or shade is this one, and even then I normally go in with something on top to intensify it, so there's no point me keeping it. I might as well just get rid of it. Okay, so moving on to my mascaras. I'm not gonna lie, I think quite a few of these are probably overdue being chucked out, but some of them I just don't want to get rid of because I haven't used them that much. This is the issue with having so many mascaras. I just kind of switch them up and use different ones all the time, hence why again I haven't bought any new ones. I was about to buy the Benefit Magnet one earlier, but I've got so many that need using up that I just can't justify it. I'm gonna start off, I think I'm going to get rid of my Spectrum Dark Matter mascara. I got this in a glossy box and I just didn't find it all that good. It needed a lot of building up, and I've got better, so I might give this to my mum. I think she'd like it. My Benefit Bad Girl Bang, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably out of date, but I just can't justify getting rid of it. Probably use it again, and if I don't think the formula's right, I'll just get rid of it then. I know that's really bad, you can get like eye infections and everything, but obviously for the price I paid I just don't want to get rid of it. I've got my Benefit Roller Lash, which I opened in December, and this is fine, so I will be keeping this. My Maybelline Lash Sensational I opened in August. I should have used it by now, 6 months really, but it's March, so I'll probably use this up this month and get it done with. My L'Oreal Baby Roll I bought in September last year, so this is still okay. I've got until like the end of this month, so I'll use this up. And then my Tarte Man Eater I bought in October of last year, so this is also fine. And then I've got my Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home, which I got in my Glossy Box advent calendar in December, so this is absolutely fine for a bit longer. My Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara is probably off, I won't lie, but also it is very, very dry, so I'll probably use it at the weekend or tomorrow maybe, and if it's really dried up I'll just get rid of it. And then moving on to eyebrow stuff. So all of my Benefit things except my brow setters I got in December 2019. So if I were to go by the use by date, these should have been used up in December just gone, I believe. I am beginning to kind of use these up a little bit. It doesn't really look like it though, but I am, believe it or not. I'm using the Precisely My Brow Pencil a lot at the moment because I'm preferring my brows a bit more natural. The Goof Proof, to be honest, I don't really tend to use that often, but I'll see if I can get some use out of it, and if I don't, I will get rid of it. And the Eyebrow is probably all dried out. Yeah, so the Eyebrow is pretty much dried out. But again, it just doesn't say on the packaging when it goes out of date, which I wish they'd do, because I think if this said I would have got rid of it. But maybe I'll try this again and see if I can get any moisture from underneath it, and if I can then I'll keep it and get some more use out of it. And then these 3 things I got fairly recently. I got this in my Glossy Box in December, this in the Glossy Box advent calendar, the brow pencil, and then this I don't think is that old. I think it's only like maybe November time. And then my 2 brow gels, the Gimme Brow I opened in December, and this is fine. Okay, and now excuse the change of position, I've just had to bring these onto my bed to go through them. These are obviously all my lipsticks, and I know this Too Faced Melted Matte is out of date. This was, I think I bought this over a year ago. It was when I bought the primer and the mascara, and this smells horrendous and the texture of it just isn't right anymore, so this is definitely out. This is what I bought a new one of earlier on, so I've got a new one coming tomorrow, so when that arrives I'm just going to compare the smell of them just to see what it should smell like, because I don't even remember. And this it just smells like chemicals, and the formula just isn't right on it anymore. It used to last so much better. The formula's just got a little bit thick, I guess, I don't know, but I'm going to compare them tomorrow and get rid of this one when the new one comes. And then I've got my number 7 lipstick. This is the Moisture Drench one in the shade Caramel Silk. I've probably had this for well over a year, but again it just doesn't say on the bottom how fast it should be used up. The consistency of it is okay, and although it's well over a year old, I just don't know when it does expire. So I'm going to get a bit more use out of it because I've hardly used it, to be honest, because I stopped using bullet lipsticks at one point. But yeah, I will get a bit more use out of this because I think it's okay. It seems okay, so let's hope so. So my MAC Velvet Teddy, I got this just under 2 years ago, so it probably is, in terms of like the actual expiry date, it probably is out of date. But again, I'm gonna keep it because I've just started using it again and it seems okay. So I'll get a bit more use out of it and hopefully it will be fine. But if I think the formula's off, I'll just get rid. And then I've got these 4 MAC lipsticks down the bottom, which I've had for quite a while. I bought these in TK Maxx probably about a year ago. But again, they smell okay, so I will try and get a bit more use out of them. And then the rest of my lipsticks in here are pretty much okay, so they can just go back in my drawers. And then moving on to this little basket here, I've got my eyeliners and a few extra random bits. So my 2 eyeshadow primers, I've got the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the P. Louise eyeshadow base. These are both fine for probably another like 6 to 8 months, so I will try and use these up. And then for my liquid liners, I've got the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, which I think I've had this for quite a while now. It is a bit like grey, as you can see when I swatched it. It's kind of not quite as pigmented anymore. But I will just swatch it against my NYX one because this is my favourite eyeliner. Yeah, so you can see this one here is the NYX swatch and this one is the Kat Von D. This is supposed to be used up within 6 months, so I'm going to get rid of my Kat Von D one. I'll probably give that to my mum because she doesn't care about expiry dates. And then I've got my Huda Beauty Life Liner, which I'm actually appalled to admit I still haven't used it. But this has probably got another 6 months on it because it doesn't expire for 1.5 years from opening. And then I've got my Revolution Brown Liner, which it looks a bit of a gross colour actually. I think I might get rid of that and try and find a brown liner which is a bit of a nicer colour. That's not a very nice colour unless it just needs shaking. Yeah, no, so this brown liner from Revolution I'm just going to get rid of because it's not a great colour. Ignore the swatches on my hand, I'm sorry. I've been meaning to buy the Benefit roller liner in the brown shade for quite a while, so I might go out and buy it now because I do love a brown liquid liner. And now I'm getting rid of this. Obviously I don't have another one, so maybe I can justify going and buying the roller liner. And then the few last bits from that basket are just eyeliners and lip liners. So these lip liners are all fine, and then my 2 eyeliners are fine, so I'll just pop those back in here. And then finally, I've just got a few palettes which I haven't used in quite a while, and in reality I should probably get rid of some of them. There's only 4, but the one I think I am going to get rid of, and again it pains me to do it, is the Anastasia Moonchild palette. I bought this when I was really into obviously my Instagram page and I was using a bit more kind of colourful highlighters, but oh, do you know what though, they're so pretty and I don't have any other coloured highlighters. See, this is the issue, I don't use them, but as soon as I swatch them I'm like, but look how pretty they are, maybe I will use them, but then I don't, and I just get into a vicious cycle of keeping things because they look nice when you swatch them. But literally look, I can't get rid of those. I'm keeping it. I can't get rid. And then I've got the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. I got this, not this December just gone, December before that, so December 2019, and this lasts for 24 months. So I've got until literally the end of this year to use it, so again I'll keep this. That is the good thing about obviously palettes, they don't expire that quickly. I've got my Beauty Bay Pastels palette, which I'm going to keep because this is quite new. I just, again, because I stopped doing my makeup page, I stopped using as much of the bright eyeshadow because every day I obviously don't use colours like this. And then I've got my BH Cosmetics Charn XO palette, which I love and I can't get rid of. It's probably expired, I won't lie, but I just love the shades in it, and it's such a good palette to travel with because it's compact and obviously it's got the 2 different sides. So yeah, I'm going to keep this and try and use this as well. So that was unsuccessful. I literally kept all of these things. Okay, so it wasn't an overly successful video of getting rid of stuff, but I now know what I need to use up first, obviously, because I wrote down the dates of when I opened anything, and it's just kind of reminded me of what I have. But yeah, although I didn't get rid of much, at least I know what I do need to get through sooner rather than later. The majority of this I just want to get through at this point. I don't want to buy any more makeup, and then once I've got through this I'll then buy some more, but obviously it's going to be a while because I still have a lot. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway, even though I didn't get rid of too much. Please remember to give it a huge thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I won't leave it like 3 months before posting again. I'm thinking now that the world is kind of getting a bit more back to normal in terms of like corona and stuff, as things start opening up, obviously I'll do a lot more, but I'm a bit limited of what I can post, because obviously I'm not seeing Harry, so we can't film any videos together. I'm not buying makeup, so there's not any like makeup videos I can film or anything like that. But yeah, hopefully as the world returns back to normal, I can have a lot more content up. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next video, which hopefully won't be too long.